Okay.
But hey, listen, man. A movie about zombies with the zoomies with the zoomies. Look here, man. That I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst movie that we ever made. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
You get
mean,
as
no.
like I mean, all right. Like I love my dog. I do. And she gets the zoomies like crazy. Okay. Now if you get
Frequently.
you combine that and her being a zombie,
Zombie dog. Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? Like you can't outrun that,
We're talking Resident Evil,
right?
you
You
know.
can't outrun that.
Yeah. Resident Evil, the Umbrella Corporation, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's no way
Zombie Doberman.
you can outrun a zombie dog, not with the zoomies,
With a gentle nod to Cujo.
right? Like I mean, it just it's that's a scary zombie movie, man. I don't care what anybody says. That shit's scary. All right. Like you take that little dog that was in Blade 3, like
Oh,
Triple H had, like the little Pomeranian,
the Pomeranian.
the little vampire Pomeranian. I don't give a damn what you say. That's some scary shit right there. You get a little Pomeranian, and then all of a sudden, like the little mouth opens up, and then you see fangs, and then all kinds of just shit flies out like tentacle. Nah, man. Mm-mm.
Peace. Peace.
Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. No. 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 No.
Or was it,
Oh man,
or
but
like the
yeah.
Flurkin cat from was it you
Oh,
know,
from
Miss
Captain
Marvel.
yeah, from
Marvel
Marvel. Yeah.
and the Flirkin Goose. Oh, Goose. All right, hey, Lisette, how you doing? Oh man, so I
What
I had to
terrible
do it.
movie have you watched today?
Oh,
Or
of course, I had to watch the Popeye one. I had to watch Popeye
a new
because
a new Popeye one.
I had to I had to finish out the
The trilogy.
yeah.
I can't even say
Then
that with a straight face.
I'll get started
I
on
can't do it.
well, probably finish out Winnie the Pooh if I could tolerate it. That movie's so
I was
bad.
gonna say, George, didn't you say you couldn't even do Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, it
It's bad, man.
yeah,
It's
it
bad. Like it is
Oh, that makes me want to watch
it
it more.
it's quite possibly, I would say, the second worst movie I've ever seen.
when your mind writes the script in like the first 4 seconds of the movie and then it all happens the way your mind wrote it,
Yeah. And it
you're
starts
like,
going
"Okay,
exactly
I
how
could turn this off and put something else on."
yeah. Like I already know what's gonna happen at the end. It's just everything else is just a formality of getting there. Oh man. So I had to finish out Popeye, you know.
I'm so sorry, but go ahead.
And not as sorry as I am.
That's that.
However,
We were talking about it
however,
the other day. That's that completionist in you. That's just like I have to finish. I'm this far in.
like I mean, I'm this far
I
in
don't.
with
I
the
don't know why it compels me.
yeah.
Mm,
It's like something
I've committed this much. I might as well finish.
so might as well finish it. You know, like just on a whim, I saw Popeye's Revenge, which whew, that was a shit show in itself. Then then I happen to see, I hear that there's four more. Okay, cool. Not cool, but all right, cool.
Like Jackie Earl Haley playing Freddy Krueger. Yeah.
Right. You
Right.
know, not cool, but cool. Not cool. No, not even cool. Not no, because
No.
he was no, not no. Like that was probably Nightmare on that the remake. Jesus Christ. Oh my god! I remember watching that in the theater, and right in the middle of it, I'm texting people to see what they're doing. Right in the middle of the movie because
I started learning Babel in the theater. I'm learning a new language. Okay.
like I mean it. It was so bad. It really was, and I knew something had to be up because, quite frankly, I was like, the only one in the theater. Um, I get it. Not a lot of people like horror movies, but this is a town where generally, some iconic character or whatnot, horror, whatever case may be, people will watch it. They'll see it because, hey, I love this character, right?
So when you walked out of the theater and you knew it was that bad, were you embarrassed to walk out of that movie? Did people see you walking out? Like, like
Oh, look,
sometimes do you? No. I mean, like,
say,
do you
look,
get
man, they
like?
look,
I
man.
got embarrassed when I walked out of Cloverfield, and I was, and people are like looking at me like, "You went to go see that? You paid
Say, look, man,
$11 for that?" And I'm like,
George,
I'm
George, there
just
was nobody
walking.
there.
Okay,
There's
yeah. I
there's
mean,
nobody there.
yeah,
So how
that's
about
good if it's
there's
if it
nobody there,
was.
so I couldn't have been embarrassed. There's nobody there.
Well, that's good at least.
Like I think the only movie that did worse than the remake of Freddy Krueger was Melania.
I did not watch Melania.
Like I mean, I'm not that much of a masochist. All right.
I mean, I don't think anybody is going to object to you not watching it or insistent on you
Still,
watching
right?
it.
And
Um,
and besides, what would be my review? So we all know what happened. It was the 2 week. We all saw that shit. It was on CNN. It was on.
oh God,
We all
I
saw this
think
shit.
I think they should show. I think they should show that to prisoners on death row. Hopefully they'll. You know, people are gonna die. They should see that movie. Why did you do this to me?
No, what they should show them was Birdemic. That was they should show them on death row. You're like,
please,
oh
please
my
kill
god,
me,
please.
kill me now.
They'll be begging for the chair. Let them watch Birdemic on repeat. They'll be begging for the chair.
Throw the switch. No, just throw the switch. I can't see this. I can't watch this anymore. They should sit in the chair while they watch Birdemic.
Like their last images would be Birdemic. Like the last thing they see and they hear.
They should have like a knife switch on the chair. So I can't take it anymore.
Said you have an option.
oh dear God,
you have option. You can sit in this chair, pull this lever,
or you can watch this movie.
Or you can watch this movie. Or you can watch this movie for the next 25 years. Take your pick. I know which one it'll be about tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Annabelle.
Annabelle, she needs to know my opinion. All right.
The Sharknado series. Tammy Klein actually, produced that at the asylum. So yeah, I mean, if we want to get her on, and then we can, talk about Sharknado. She did. I think she did all of them.
So look at man.
I mean, she didn't star in them, but she produced them.
So look at man. I need to contact my dealer first before I start Sharknado. All right. I need to do some gardening first before I start Sharknado. All right.
Do some hydroponics. He has to start hydroponics and start growing stuff inside. Just just burn the plant on the hydroponic garden thing, and then just
I had to power through watching this Popeye, which, granted, probably out of the three of them, this is probably the worst one, or the best one.
The best one.
The best one out of the worst.
The worst one with the best content, I guess, with the best kills.
No, it No, this one it was like this. It did not take itself serious at all. It was a straight up comedy. This what this one was. It was a straight up comedy that just bodied people. That's what it was. Oh man, look here.
Speaking of bodying people, Jesus Christ, there's the 1-star reviews of Melania. They're so fucking good.
Well, they could, well, like they couldn't give it like negative
they couldn't
5.
give 0 stars.
They
couldn't give negative
like,
stars.
They couldn't give it 0 stars. They had to give it 1 star.
They got to, yeah, right.
Hey, honey, look at that.
This is the one that I was just cracking up on. Gold-plated vanity, 0 substance. I made it through the entire documentary, which feels less like a triumph and more like surviving a gilded hostage situation. From the start, it is drenched in the kind of gold-heavy excess that seems designed to signal power, prestige, and importance, but instead reads as desperation in metallic form. Every ordnate surface, every lavish detail, every gleaming inch of decor seems to whisper the same thing. Please confuse wealth with substance. What makes it even more frustrating is that even though the documentary is so heavily edited, so carefully manicured, and so obviously constructed to present only the most flattering version of events, it still manages to reveal far more than it intends. The brief gestures towards real issues are hollow and fleeting, quickly eclipsed by an endless fixation on luxury, image, and ceremony. Humanitarian concern, public service, and any genuine sense of responsibility are treated like background props in a very expensive stage production. Dear
yeah.
God.
That's putting asses in seats.
In the end, it is less a documentary than a shrine to opulence, where image is everything, substance is optional, and the American people barely seem to merit the supporting role.
Yeah, that's putting asses in seats, all right.
Oh my God.
That's definitely putting asses in seats. That's a fucking sellout. Oh my God, man. But look here, dude. Popeye.
Sometimes it's just the top one that makes me laugh. It's just one said, an ode to nothing dressed in expensive clothes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Popeye the Wrecking.
So we're gonna talk about Popeye, which is a little bit better than that movie.
Only slightly better than Melania.
A little bit, slightly. I mean, most definitely. This one, it is. It's head and shoulders better than that. Even Popeye the Sailor Man. But anyway, this particular one, Shiver Me Timbers.
Already, right out the gate.
Right out the bat, the title of it, Shiver Me Timbers.
Print it, send it out. It's fantastic.
Print it, send it out. Green light of this. Already out the gate. Great title.
Print and
great title. Yeah. Love it already. Shiver Me Timbers.
Shiver Me Timbers 2, Chainsaws Are for Children? Is that what it is? No, that's not it. I'm sorry. I'm looking.
No.
Although
you're
there.
So this particular one, okay. Now, while Popeye's Revenge started out as like a ghost story, sort of like a cheap version of Jason, like Friday 13th, and then the last one, the Sailor Man, it was like a mutated sailor. This one here, okay. He smokes that rock. Here you go. Hold up.
I was
let me get the context of it. Let me get the context of it. All right. So it starts out. These group of kids, high school kids, obviously, they're graduated senior years, some going out to college, out to workforce, shit like that. And this is their last summer. And so what did they do? Just like all teens at that age do, they go to the lake. That's what y'all do.
Everybody's got a lake.
Because everybody's got a lake. They go to the lake, right? Right. That's what you do during summer vacation. The last blowout. All your friends are there. It's of course Olive Oil. Who goes by Ollie. So that's neither here nor there. Her brother, we don't know his name. His friend, and we don't know generic white guy one, and then his girlfriend, generic girlfriend, number one. Of course, then there's the stoner friend, and the two nerdy friends. Okay.
Question.
Go ahead.
These people that you don't know the names of,
right?
Are they featured heavily throughout the rest of the movie, or are they about to die?
They're about to die.
Okay, they're cannon fodder. Basically.
Yeah, good. The ones I don't know. Look here.
I was hoping we didn't go through the whole movie without introduction.
Oh no! Listen,
that would be a bad decision.
Like their names are like Lars, Bars, Cars, Mars, Lily, Matt, Mike, Chase, Brett. I don't know, man.
Red shirt 1, red shirt 2, red shirt 3, basically.
It's like this. All right. Okay. Yeah. Of course, Ollie, the title character, her brother. And then you have, all right, his girlfriend, which is one of the nerds, one of the two nerds, right? Then you have the generic white guy one, which is probably like the jock or the athlete, and then generic white girl number 2, which is probably the cheerleader, which is the jock's girlfriend. And then you have, all right, the stoner, because you gotta have a stoner. Okay, you gotta have a stoner. And then you have the stoner's best friend, the other nerd, which this one is like you don't know if this one's like a they them, or obviously they go by they them, but you don't know. Don't know, because I mean, I don't know.
It's essentially the cast of Cabin in the Woods without the cabin.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And so
plus it's going to die. They're going to die anyways. It's not going to matter here in a minute.
Right.
You don't get a name or a backstory. You're
friends. You're friends of Olive Oil. That's it.
Yeah.
That's about it. All right. So they all pile up into the van or SUV, or I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, they hop up in the car, and they're on the way to the lake.
Vehicle.
In the vehicle, on the way to the lake, right? So on the way, they almost hit someone. Old guy just heading out to the lake, doing some fishing, like just an old guy going out fishing, just to catch a couple fish, see what's biting, whatnot, right? You know what, Lisette? How did you know? I tell you that, except for there was a redhead, everybody was blonde, and then Olive Oil had dark hair. But yeah,
the redhead the redhead was our DEI hire.
The redhead was the DEI hire, yes. We had the DEI redhead, yes.
I hate myself for that joke.
The DEI stands for dead extra. I don't know.
That's about right.
To save it, but...
So they almost hit this old guy, right? And he turns around and he says, "Well, blow me down." And then he says, "Oh, obviously that's Popeye, but we don't know his name because he never says his actual name, they're just like, hey, old guy, we almost hit you. You all right? And he walks up to the window, leans in like this creepy old dude. All right. I'm sorry. All right. I apologize for almost hitting you, but look here, man, you ain't got to go right up in my window, all up in my face like this. Right.
Invade my personal space. That didn't give
Right.
you.
It's like, I
Didn't give you
apologize.
access.
Said, look, I apologize for almost hitting you. I'm sorry. Now, with that being said, you ain't got to get up all in my face with your bad breath.
My face.
That's neither here nor there. So they all apologize, and then Popeye's like, "Oh, I'm going fishing. Are you a sailor? I'm not a sailor. I'm not a sailor. Damn it!" So he's adamant that he's not a sailor. He's just a fisherman. Anyways, they move along. Meanwhile, Popeye head to the lake, going to catch fish. Why? Because fish is biting today. But they're all going to the lake because, coincidentally, at the same time, there's a meteor shower that's happening, and they're going to see the meteor shower, right? Because
I can see where this is going.
Yeah, because
really, I can't.
Because Haley's Comet.
He's already spoiled part of it, and now we got meteorites,
right? Hey.
So now I'm
locked in. Listen, man. It's all. I'm painting this visual picture for you.
Yeah,
all right.
I know.
All right. So
I'm in it for the
Haley's Comet.
The long haul.
Say Haley's Comet is coming, right? Even though scientifically it's not due for a couple more decades. But still, Haley's Comet is on his way. It's passing through. They're going to the lake to see the meteor shower, enjoy the lake, last hurrah. We're graduated off to college, whole nine, right? Cool. Everything's great. Gonna have a great time. Got some beers, whatnot, because that's what you do, right? So, again, on the way to the lake. Then they come across the two bullies, because of course there's always a couple bullies, right? So they roll up on two bullies that are just kicking the shit out of this other old dude. So then, and I don't know why, Olive Oil hops up and decides to go in, and she's gonna like Roman Reigns spear everybody and just go off and right. So she runs in like she's gonna do that. Her and the bullies and everybody else has an exchange, and then the bullies see, oh, we're outnumbered. We're gonna get our asses kicked. So they haul ass, right? They haul ass. Hey, what's up, Harley? So as the bullies are hauling ass, Olive and the gang help the other old dude up, and he's saying, of course, don't turn back. Turn back. The meteor shower is evil. Meteor is evil. It's evil. Oh, I'm talking about Popeye.
Harley, we are on
Popeye Shiver Me Timbers.
The third
in the Bad Popeye horror movie series. So he's telling them, turn back. Comet's bad, meteor's bad, everything's bad. It's going to be nothing but death and blah, 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 blah. Of course, because there's always the one person that knows everything was going to happen and telling everybody to turn back, but nobody listens to him. Nobody listens to him. That would be me. That would be me in the movie. That would be me telling everybody,
nobody pays attention to him.
Nobody pays attention to me, but I'll be the only one that's living because why? I hauled ass. I hauled ass while I still could.
They come back to you after they've lost a couple people. And it's like, no, you get away. Get away from me. I told you. Don't bring that shit around here.
Right. So he's telling them to go away. They said, no, we're going to everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
She didn't even know there was a second one. This is, yeah.
Hey, listen, this is the third one. Okay, I was from what somebody said in the comments there was 5 of them. So I'm on the search for the other 2, and I don't know why. I don't know why I want to torture myself like this, but I do. Anyways, so they're going on to the lake, right? And they get there, they're setting up camp, and everything's great. They're having fun, and the whole, they got the fire going, and they start, do a little the cook and the drinking. Of course, they all drank, and they all brought booze and whatnot because kids, right?
Kids these days.
Because kids, right? Graduated high school, that's what you do. You get a fake ID, you go to the liquor store, or somebody that's a cousin or like an older brother, and they'll sell you booze, and they sell you the booze, and you go to the lake and you drink it at the lake. That's what you do because
Kids these days and they're rock
that's what you do.
YouTube.
That's what
Sorry.
you do.
Hi, YouTube.
Because that's the thing, right? That's a rite of passage.
The premise of the movie is that this is 1986 Northern California. So this is the 80s. Okay. It's not 2025.
It's a period piece.
Yeah, it's a period piece.
Yeah, okay.
So, sorry, just to preface that. Go ahead, please.
That doesn't make it any better, but still, all right.
Well, that's what you used to do in the 80s. You didn't have that much. You didn't really have smartphones. There were no smartphones then. There were no cell phones. Well, there were cell phones. They were about the size of a brick.
Yeah. But those big ass things were like gray, and some of them had a big ass antenna. Some
Zach Morris.
But listen, it is not fascinating. It's a train wreck. But anyway, so it's horrifyingly bad.
Yes, Harley. It was horrifying. It's another 83 or 86 minutes of your life you're never gonna get back, and you should be drinking while you're watching it to make it a lot better. I'm sorry, go.
I mean, well, any drug of choice, just so you can tolerate it, Because I don't drink, so that's just me. So
yeah, Mr. Angry,
they're setting up, they're having fun,
but,
they're having fun, and then the meteors start trickling down. Meteors start trickling down just a little bit, right? And it starts with just one little tiny one, and of course, naturally, just like how in all the campy 80s horror stuff, you see the close of it where it's like huge and as big as and destructive, and if it lands, it's going to destroy whole cities, right? It's like that small. It's like that tiny, right? That tiny, like a little pebble, right? But it's so close up, and you think it's going to destroy the whole planet.
Micrometeoroid.
It's a little tiny pebble that it's passed through the atmosphere, burnt off, all the stuff like that. And so the only thing that's left is a little pebble. This little pebble happens to land right in the corn cob pipe. And it's corn cob pipe. Okay. Corn cob pipe. Corn cob pipe. A Popeye who was out on the lake fishing. Okay. And so we are led to believe.
At night or in the daytime?
Oh, this is during the day. Heading into the night. This was like dawn.
Dusk?
Dusk. Yeah.
Dusk. Okay.
I'm getting too confused. It was dusk.
Okay. So you could see the meteors coming.
You could start seeing them, yeah. It was still light up, but you could see meteors start coming, and then it was getting dark. So the first one lands right in the corn cob pipe. So Popeye, he looks at it. He sees it now. You see this little tiny red well, almost looks like a little red ember, right? Right into the pipe, right down into. He looks at it, he goes, "It's something." Because I mean, as far as what it looks like, it didn't look like it was dangerous. It just looks like, it was fire. And it was a fire and it was a rock. So it didn't have any, he didn't think it would be any harm to it. He didn't think it was harm to it, just fire to help out the tobacco that was already in there, right? So, hey, save myself from having a light. Cool. Keep on fishing, right? Everything's great. He's fishing, they're partying, everything's good. Meteors are coming, the little comets and showers and whatnot, and everything's great. Then all of a sudden, you see out in the middle of the lake, Popeye starts convulsing and all kinds of shit in his face, and his body's contorting, all kinds of shit like that. And
Bruce Banner becomes the Incredible Hulk. Yes.
Yeah, okay. He basically becomes the Incredible Hulk.
And I was thinking more like Daffy Duck whenever he drinks the poison.
That, yeah, that, well, a little bit of both. Like it, almost like like when he would eat the spinach, and then he would like, yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, kind of like that. It was whole thing. It was a whole metamorphosis of this old dude becoming.
Maybe even throw in the Transformer sound just for fun.
Just for yeah, exactly. So there's that. He's changing in the middle of the lake, right? Becoming, Popeye. the Popeye that the pop your head off Popeye, the decapitate you with an anchor Popeye, that Popeye, right?
The unarmed homicidal maniac.
Exactly. It turns into that Popeye. Right. So throughout the course of, they're partying and Oliver and the gang, they're out on the lake, and there's, partying it and everything like that. And so the stoner has to go take a shit. And conveniently, well, there's an outhouse there, set up for people to take a shit. And that's fine. Cool. No problem. No problem whatsoever. Now, this is where it gets offensive. Okay.
This is where.
And I am sorry. I'm going to speak on the entirety of the marijuana community on this. He goes into the outhouse, starts taking a shit and smoking at the same time. That is offensive. I do not know any stoner that shits at the same time that they smoke. That's a precarious situation, because at any point in time, you could drop your pipe, your lighter, or your weed into the toilet.
Or you could ignite the methane gas.
I used to know a girl that would smoke cigarettes in her bathroom. Kept an ashtray right across from the toilet. She was like, "Hey, sometimes I'm in there for a minute." I'm like, "That you crave a cigarette?
That you need a cigarette? You're in there that long?
Come on out."
I mean, you could take a cigarette break. I mean, step on out, smoke one, go back in, handle business.
If you got the craving, can you feel your feet?
I mean,
but she wouldn't smoke. Mm-mm. No, she wouldn't smoke weed in her.
Yeah, exactly.
In her bathroom, she had a She had a ritual for the weed,
Yeah.
so that would never
Yeah,
happen.
because I mean, she has standards.
Standards.
Listen, man. Hey, look. Every pothead that I know and everyone that I've ever smoked with. All right. Two things in common. One, just like how Gambit said, they all have a ritual. We all have our own rituals that we do.
Some sort.
Some sort of ritual. Whether it be completely simple, just roll and smoke. Some of them, you gotta, like me, I gotta get my bong cleaned out, fresh water, ice, whole nine. I gotta, you know what I mean? I got to have the freshest smoke that I can. That's just me. So somebody's just different like that. But that shit was offensive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That shit was offensive, and it is egregious and a blight on the pothead community.
Light.
I will not take that. I will not accept that.
Taking it back.
I will not accept that.
Yeah. So wait, a blight like bong and light? Like
No.
blight?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. That's good. No, this was a wrong. This was egregious. This is everything about this on my senses said wrong. Everything in my fiber and down to my DNA, down to my cellular structure said that is wrong.
Yeah, Hollywood, we let you get away with a lot.
So we spend a lot of disbelief.
Random shit about the weed.
But we suspend a lot of disbelief.
I suspend
a lot of disbelief. But
that one, no.
That one crossed the line. Okay. That crossed the line. And you talk about the same dude that loves watching a guy dressed in a cyborg dressed in black with a cape with a red laser sword, okay, that can move shit with his mind. All right. That's more believable than a pothead smoking on the toilet. Okay. That's more believable to me.
Darth Vader.
That's more believable to me. All right.
You're not wrong.
Than seeing a pothead smoke weed while taking a shit. Putting that out there. All right. Okay. Star Wars, I'm saying Star Wars is more believable than a pothead taking shit while smoking pot. That's never happened. That's never gonna no. That is offensive, as egregious, and as a blight against the community.
We established that. Okay, let's get back on with the movie.
So now that it's been established, now that is my little soapbox rant. Now, moving on. Of course, while in the middle of his shitting, who will pop up? Popeye. First kill.
Stoner.
And it has to be the stoner, which I'm not mad about because, again, blight on the community. He's right. He is righting that wrong.
Yeah.
And this is what he does. He grabs the dude's head, literally twists it off, just like a bottle cap, just all right.
As as meteorite serial killers do. So.
Right. As old dude hopped up on,
as hulked meteor
smoke
serial killers do.
As a meteor smoked out serial killer that popped up in the bathroom that is twisted somebody's head off. So after he does that, he then shits down the guy's neck.
Well, he gave him the Duke Nukem.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he did. He shits down his neck. Yeah.
I'm gonna rip off your head, shit down your neck.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, I remember that. Where do I remember that from?
Yeah.
And even he was quoting something, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Who, Duke Nukem?
Yeah.
Probably.
Because all of Duke Nukem was pretty much quotes.
Yeah.
Something else. But
Like,
I can't.
absolutely right. That is despicable and dangerous. Yes. No, what's despicable is smoking weed and taking shit. That's despicable. So he kills him, shits down his throat, right? And then moves on to the next kill. Okay. So needless to say, the other nerd, the one nerd, he gets popped. Generic white guy gets popped. Generic white girl, she gets popped. Everybody and what makes it so funny that they're all ready and they're all saying the same thing. It's the old dude, the sailor dude. Okay.
The sailor man.
Okay. And it's all the same thing, and nobody is running to the car to get away. None of them. Okay. By the time they decide to all gather around and leave and get to the car and leave, right? So only ones that's left are just Ollie, her brother, and her brother's girlfriend.
Okay.
So that's who was left, right?
We thinned ranks real quick.
So he's thinned them out quick, right? All of them just basically they've split up like the Scooby-Doo gang earlier, went out in the woods just wandering around and shit. And so he Popeye, he's got dude in the outhouse. He popped the one
was literally
bullet.
like a Scooby-Doo thing where they all split up and then
looking for the monster.
The main characters hit back at the foyer and like, okay, let's get out of here.
Exactly. So
we'll like, had enough of doing this. Let's move.
So who's left? It's just us. Oh, well, we gotta go. Dennis finally decided you gotta go. All right. And at that point,
cool, makes
Popeye
he a little bit easier now that everybody's right here.
Right? Like, he has murked everybody at this point. He has both the one nerd, the one nerd, and then the redhead, he got her. The one bully, one of the bullies, he got one of the bullies. Generic white guy, generic white girl, and the only ones that was left were just the.
So what was so what was the model car that they drove up to the lake in? Was it like a Ford? Because usually Fords are notorious for not starting when you're trying to get away from serial killers who have been hopped up on.
Oh no! Listen, man. Look here, man.
It's fixed or repaired daily. First out on race day. It's fucked over rotten Dodge. It's a. It's usually a Ford truck.
Oh, look at man. They didn't even have chance. They didn't have a chance to get to it. All right.
They didn't have a chance to get to like the Mystery Machine. It's kind of like the Mike Tyson. Like the Mike Tyson mysteries. When they had like the Mystery Machine, and it's like, why you call it the Mystery Machine? Well, it's a mystery if it's actually going to start. Sorry. Go ahead.
So no, this one they didn't have chance. They didn't have time to even get to the car. Okay. All right, because Popeye was on him. He was on it. He was already on that shit.
Oh, they made the decision, but they didn't get far.
So yeah, but they made the decision to get to the car. But by the time by the time they started going to the car, Popeye was already on him, right? He had already murked all them, and they decided hauling ass to the car, right? Going to the car. He grabs Popeye. Popeye grabs all of them. Okay. Then Olive's brother hops in and just like, hey, hey, hey. So Popeye lets her go. Goes over to kill her brother. And I don't know why, but he did. He went over and he did. Grabbed him by his head, squeezed him, and then again, twist off like a bottle cap, right? And the one thing, and this one makes it where they really don't give a fuck. They didn't. All right. Every time Popeye would kill somebody, they would still be sort of alive, even after he ripped the head off. That the guy in the outhouse, he ripped his head off, and he was still like, ah! Right? Because that's what happens after you rip somebody's head
Yeah,
off.
well, because the brain takes 12 minutes to die, and the head is still kind of like alive.
Yeah, so they're blinking and reacting to what's going
they're
on.
emphasizing that.
Right. And so again, with other people, he would pop their head like a pimple, do all kinds of stuff,
he's twisting it off
and
shit down their throats.
Yeah.
Did he shit down the other guy's throat?
No, just the one in the outhouse.
Just the stoner.
Just the stoner. Yeah.
Yeah. My next question was be like, this guy has a bowel movement every time he kills. This is gonna be a long ass movie.
I know, right?
His IBS.
Messy as hell.
Yeah.
If it messy,
I just ate me a bunch of cheese and spinach.
Gotta work it out.
Gotta eat your greens.
So,
sorry.
He would smash up somebody and they would still have their eyes blinking and they move the mouth, whatever. You're right. Right. So every time it happened, and again, not once, when he killed somebody, did he go, huck? Not once did he give the laugh. Not once. Wouldn't have made it better, but it would have made it funnier. That's beside the point. Anyways, so
it would have kept the continuity throughout, like throughout 3 movies. So.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And
these are
Harley.
decisions.
Yeah, it's like why they make the car the last option. I don't understand that either, Harley. I don't. See, that's why. See that's why really. That's why nobody in this movie could be black, because our first instinct, okay, we got to go. The second, that would have been a real short movie. Okay, the second that the old guy would have said, the meteor is evil. Y'all got to go. All right, so let's we got a space we could turn around here. All right, hold on. Let me we're going.
Back it up. Let me keg it.
Say, back it up. So, yeah. That'll be a short movie. And I've not even got to the best part or worst part. I don't know. Anyways. So Popeye grabs Olive's brother and of course murks him. And okay, cool. So Ollie and her friend hauling ass, don't know where they're going, because apparently brother had the keys and Popeye's there and they ain't getting the keys. So they got to haul ass somewhere and they don't know where they're going. So they're hauling ass. Popeye's right on the ass too. So the one friend, which was the redhead, all right, with the redhead, that was the only one still left, right?
Oh, we killed all the blondes.
So she naturally throughout the film somehow or other twisted her ankle. So she's slow. Naturally, Popeye catches up to her. And again, another body. So while Olive is running, as she's hauling ass, right? She's hauling ass through the woods because she doesn't have anything else to do. She has no other recourse but haul ass and run through the woods and hopefully find some kind of something. And she does. She rolls up on this old dude in a wheelchair with a shotgun. And he's like, "Who the hell are you?" And this, and side note, this is some of the worst acting I've ever seen in any film. And I'm not saying that I'm any way, shape, or form like a professional actor, or I've won a Grammy or Emmy or Oscar or anything like that. But I do know bad acting when I see bad acting. Okay, so this was
You watch a lot of Nicolas Cage movies, I guess.
yeah. So this was bad acting. They tried the best, to convey the right
Bad
emotion,
actor
but
in a
it's
good
like,
movie or a good
yeah,
actor in a bad movie. Is that
right.
the one? Okay,
No, this is
sorry.
just bad actors in a bad movie.
Okay. Oh, there's another category.
It exists, but this was bad actors in a bad movie.
Okay.
So she rolls up on this dude, shotgun in a wheelchair, and she's freaked out, panicking. There's this guy's chasing us. He's a sailor guy, and I don't know what's going on. Blah blah. And he's just big and he's scared. And he's killed everybody. He's killed all my friends. And somehow, okay, through one of his kills, Popeye took somebody's bone, a leg or arm or something like that, and fashioned that into another pipe. So you see, instead of the
So he's
corn
smoking a
cob
femur.
bone,
Okay.
it's a big bone pipe. Okay, it's a big bone pipe with of course the meteor rock still being him, still smoking the meteor rock. He's still smoking that rock. So a Popeye's still smoking that rock through that bone, and that does not sound right at all. It does not sound right at all. So this dude in the wheelchair and a shotgun, he's like, I just stay here and I'll protect you. And he's one of those
prepper dude.
He's one of those gun humpers. The conspiracy theorists, like,
Oh, yeah, but prepper. Well, yeah, he's kind of like, yeah,
almost like a doomsday prepper, but
wears a tinfoil hat.
No,
no, okay.
But he just has weapons everywhere. Just all kinds of shotguns. Handheld.
Assault weapons, shotguns, grenade launcher,
everything like that. Every kind of weapon you
course,
can imagine.
Because we need to stop the T-800. So yeah,
right, exactly. All right, no problem, Gambit. We'll see you when you get back here, bro. But he's like, stay here, you'll be safe. Popeye rolls up, right? because now only thing he's got left is just Olive, and everything's fine. And he go back to fishing because now he's taking down the other bully. He's taking out the the um Olive's Olive's brother, Olive's brother's girlfriend, everybody else. He's all murked him, right?
Well, I mean, he has a lot of bait to go fishing now. He has some
Yeah.
heads put on the hook.
He has a lot of them, yeah. And so
smoking a femur,
smoking a femur, because that's what you do when you've become, enhanced by meteor rock, by smoking a meteor rock. Because that's what happens when you smoke a meteor rock. So throughout the course of the old dude in the wheelchair, just kind of showing her around, like, you ain't got to worry about, he got this, he got guns, he got knives, he got this and that. And then he shows her something that we only hear that's called Bertha. Okay. We only know her as Bertha.
Has to be a 40 millimeter Vulcan cannon. There you go.
No, it's way more ridiculous than that. Way more ridiculous.
Giant harpoon gun.
It's even way more ridiculous than that. So
I gotta look this up now. I gotta look it up.
So while Popeyes roll up and they hear everything outside, and so the old guy, he's like, oh, let me go look, I'll take care of it. And then we are treated to the funniest killing scene. To one of the funniest. To me, the funniest one was it Jason X?
Yeah, Jason X.
Yeah, where he's in space and where you beat the one girl with the other girl was stuffed in the sleeping bags.
Oh, yeah.
That was the funniest one. But this was his next funniest one. So he grabs his big 2x4, and clearly you can see it's a shadow, okay? He is not hitting him at all. He's not doing anything at all. Not clearly. It is some of the absolute, again, the worst acting on this one. And it's the funniest way to kill somebody, because all you see, the guy in the chair do this. You just see a shadow of him with a 2x4, not even swinging it. Not even really swinging it, just kind of. And again, going about like that hard and that fast, it's like not even really hitting him, not even hard at all. But somehow, brother, it's just, he gets murked too, right? And then, so just before he kills the other bully, right? Bully hops up, sneaks something from behind, grabs the rock that he's smoking from out of the bone pipe, somehow grabs at it and starts stabbing him with it. With some reason, somehow that seems to work. So Popeye goes down. He throws it away, but then I don't know why he would throw it away like that. Maybe he got knocked out of his hand. I can't remember, but either way, it's out of his hand. Popeye struggling to get up, grabs him. Eventually gets up, grabs him, murks him. Then Olive grabs the rock Olive grabs that rock, and that shit starts burning her, right? And then the next scene, we see her running, hauling ass back into the bunker, camp, tinfoil house, trailer, whatever it was. That's what he had set up. And then we see this rock has now turned her hand and her arm into a nub. Okay.
Oh.
That rock burned her hand off. And then we're treated to seeing Bertha. No, Bertha. Bernice.
It's Beatrice.
Bernice. That was his name. It's Bernice.
Beatrice is the thing. Is it? Was it? Is it Beach? I mean, I know what it is. I looked it up. It's
yeah. And so
it's like a big saw. So it's like a huge saw blade.
We're treated to see
spinning saw
Bernice,
blade.
And Bernice is a giant saw blade. A gigantic saw blade. And that
nobody can lift except for olive oil.
But the thing about it, this whole saw blade is interesting, is that the saw blade, it's as big as her.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And the gauntlet or whatever, the thing that she puts her hand in there to power. I don't know how this shit runs. It runs off of magic. I don't know. But there was no way that she didn't have any, hand or fingers or anything like that to be able to control it on the inside, because she got a nub. So but somehow or other she's able to lift this gigantic saw blade, okay, that is spinning around wildly on this thing that somehow she still has control over, okay, mind you.
I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, Jesus.
And I don't know how she's able to lift it up, because quite frank, I know I wouldn't be able to lift that shit up.
It's
that's big solid metal.
I mean, it's like trying to lift up a spinning gyroscope. So
yeah,
it's spinning, and you're trying to maneuver
spinning
it,
and you're trying to hold it steady. Meanwhile, it's as big as you are, and the force of it is like, and even with just regular schmegular saw blades on a circular saw, right? Even those, you got problems, sometimes keeping them in control. So you gotta make sure you do both hands and kind of guide it through and make sure, you know what I'm saying? So for somehow, whatever reason, she's able to just lift this gigantic saw blade up that is the same size as her, probably weighs 3 times more than she does, because because it's a gigantic metal saw blade.
It is Bernice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Sorry. Couldn't see
Bernice is the name of the gigantic saw blade. Not talking about your Bernice. I'm talking about different Bernice. It's just gigantic saw blade.
It's like a like a Duke Nukem weapon, but Duke is not holding it.
No, listen, this is
Duke Nukem's girlfriend is holding it.
Oh no, listen, this once I get to the end, you'll see. All right.
Okay.
So the fight ensues, and Popeye and versus Olive Oil with a gigantic saw blade, and she's doing good. She's sawing him, and he's getting sawed up like this, and all over here for, but he's still going, still coming at her. Meanwhile, she's still steadily sawing him all over everywhere. Sawing him here, sawing him there, but he on that rock. He on that rock.
He on that moon rock.
He on that moon. He on that moon rock. He on that Halley's Comet rock. So he not going down that easy. So throughout the fight, Popeye is able to kind of evade the saw blade for a second and kind of get up in close and kind of get a couple hits in here and there, and so she's able to push him away, and then is able to disembowel him with the saw blade. Right through the middle. Not completely cut him in half, but just disembowels him, right?
Just enough to slow him down.
Yeah.
But now this doesn't probably work because now he's like Wolverine and he can probably heal.
Because he's on that rock.
Yeah. Right.
He on that rock. That's why.
And that crack. Smoking that crack.
He's smoking that rock.
Smoking that femur. That's what it was.
And I think overall the message on this movie is I don't do drugs. So there's that.
I mean,
but if you do,
don't smoke that rock and don't smoke weed while taking a shit.
And don't try to smoke it out of somebody's femur.
And don't try to smoke it out of a femur. Yeah. So
there's that. Okay.
So Popeye is there laying all disemboweled. Olive Oil, she's there, and now because she's all tired and everything like that, because gigantic saw blade on her hand, and she's trying to, and she's lifting and swinging and shit. It's like, ow. How is your core this strong? How are your arms that strong? How is your shoulder not dying right now? Because and how are you able to control it like that? Say without just simply just going, ah. That should not be possible.
That thing, I mean, like, I don't know. If I turned that thing on and I had it in my hand, it'd be dragging me down the mountain. It'd be like a giant wheel, like getting caught and stuff.
Right.
What the hell?
Said, of course. I mean, is he related to RFK by chance? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it does sound like something RFK would do.
I mean, yeah,
Well, I
used to snort cocaine off toilet seats, Yeah, and you're our health minister.
Yeah, get him hopped up on that heroin, man. Get him hopped up on that heroin, dude. And hey, shot up at the top of his class.
You used to smoke meteorites out of femur.
Yeah, you should have smoked meteorite, man.
Right? So, then after the battle, right? Ambulance gets there. Somebody calls police. I don't know who calls police. Somebody calls the police. And they're there. And they're treating Olive. And then you hear the news reports go on because, detectives are out there and at the lake. They see all the bodies, just bodies everywhere, And oh my God. So switch scenes, and then they're going over the news report and say, months before, this is blah 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 what happened at this lake, and and the suspect is what locals said it was a sailor, and and then the body hasn't been found yet. So Popeye's out there because no body was found. He just got up, I guess, and walked that shit off. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. Put his bowels back in, zipped up his pants, and went and walked it off.
Let me collect myself. Blow me down.
Can't wait for Popeye in space. That's gonna be good. It's gonna be
it'll be Popeye
like
in space pretty soon.
It'll be like Jason X.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. So, and then we see Olive Oil in some kind of workshop doing something, of course, where sparks are flying, all kinds of shit like that. Just bad, that was solder 9, all kinds of shit, right? So then she has this kind of big mechanical hand, all kinds of shit, wires and everything like that. And she looks at the camera and goes, groovy.
Army of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
You're in charge of 2 things, pal. I forget the thing. You're in charge of 2 things, pal.
This is my boomstick.
Oh, my boomstick. Bladed Remington.
But yeah,
shop smart.
That we are that's how this monstrosity ends. Popeye on the loose. Olive Oil
for the next one.
Olive Oil making a hand. Probably. So she could control Bernice better. The giant saw blade.
You're in charge of 2 things, pal. Jack and shit, and Jack left town. That's the line. Yeah, I guess my guys can do it. And I guess I'm a Chinese jet pilot.
Well, yeah, this was the funniest out of the 3. Because clearly, whoever greenlit this, whoever pitched it, whoever greenlit this knew this shit was going to
be smoking a bong
horrendous.
In an outhouse.
They knew this shit was going to be horrendous.
That's who greenlit then.
Whoever greenlit this, obviously.
That's why they had to have
never smoked weed.
It's because they came up with this whole idea.
There was this thing a few years ago, I think with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, called Project Greenlight, and they had greenlit this movie that's actually on Amazon Prime. It's called Feast, and it's about these people who are trapped in a bar, but they're being attacked by monsters outside, and that I guess that was the movie that they greenlit. It's really bad, but I'm like, okay. So this was the one that was on Project Greenlight. The guy, like the director, couldn't. I don't know. He couldn't finish it, or he was having problems and stuff.
But yeah, this one was a train wreck. It was a funny train wreck, but it was a train wreck nonetheless.
It's like it feels like this one was the first one that was aware of itself.
Oh yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
Fully aware.
Like it was like it knew it was horrible from the get-go. Like the premise is a far stretch. The
premise is just like any regular slasher movie.
The character is almost kind of shoehorned in there.
Yeah, I mean the characters are all generic.
Yeah.
They're just basically just like, fodder number one,
kind of like you wanted to remake
fodder
Army
number
of
two.
Darkness.
It's like the funny kill number
with
one,
like
funny kill number two.
But with like a Friday the 13th feel.
Do you think that we could
Kind of
take
like I was going for
these scenes and put them into the Melania documentary and
make it better?
like merge the two, make it, and then maybe
make it better.
Probably
make it better.
It would make it better. Not gonna lie, it would make it better. And I've not seen Melania. Okay.
Yeah.
But I could tell you one thing.
I haven't seen it either.
I could tell you one thing. Put in a giant saw blade in there. Put a giant saw blade in Melania. Put in someone able to hold up a giant saw blade while it's spinning and still be able to use it and cut somebody in half. If you're able to hold that steady,
make a 3D representation of Bernice and then take the Melania movie and put it as the saw blade. There you go. That might only make it a little bit better.
What was the budget?
The budget? Oh my God. What's the budget on this one? You know what? I don't know. It had to have some kind of budget because
George,
the makeup,
a numbers guy.
I don't know. The CGI was horrible. I could tell you that.
I'm gonna guess 5 million.
We're gonna see.
It's old. It just said ultra low budget, but I'm like,
and I can't believe that there is a part 2 of this coming out. I cannot believe there's a part 2.
Tarzan and Betty Boop will join Popeye and Olive Oil in public domain horror. Oh, isn't that that's going to be wonderful. Okay.
Not Betty Boop and not Tarzan. Like Tarzan's story in itself is scary enough as is, okay? Like you are a baby stuck in the woods with a bunch of gorillas, okay? That shit's scary. You don't know what the hell gorilla's gonna do.
Cocaine gorilla.
All right. Let me see. What is this?
Trying to find it.
I'm trying to find it too.
Yeah.
Shiver me timbers.
Oh, that's what it was. That's why I can't find it.
Say low budget, independent film, whacked out, blah blah blah. Okay, yada 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 yada. Hold up, is this right? Because it says estimated £100,000 budget. All right. So now,
okay,
it's £100,000.
Oh, let's put it in the UK, the Brits.
Said pound to US dollars.
£100,000.
Because you know what? You know why we have to do this? To do the translation like that? Because we're stupid. That's why. Because we're stupid. And I own up to it. All right. I know I am. Because here's the thing. I don't use pounds. I use dollars. I use the American dollars. Let's see.
$132,649.
And
97 cents. Sorry.
And it is, and it shows.
It's worth every penny.
It is worth every penny of it as well.
Only 192,000.
Only that. Yep.
I mean, Yeah, they had to spare every expense.
You know, they went all out. You know where they saved at? Catering.
Mm. As long as they had a good food truck.
I mean, clearly the actors there, I it may have been their first time, first movie,
You really
everything
couldn't
about
call
it,
them.
everything
Well,
about it was first, because
You really couldn't
clearly
call them
this
actors. They're more like participants.
like like it's pretty much. It seemed like it's one of those movies where it's like somebody would call them up and say, "Hey, so would you be willing to act in this movie?" No, I'm not an actor. And you don't have to act.
You don't have to act.
You don't have to act. Just be in there. The only ones that have to act.
Well, the thing is that most people would associate most acting with some sort of currency, and that's like I can say I'm an actor because I've done stage and I've done a music video, but have I gotten paid for any of that? No. No, I did it for fun.
Oh, Professor Moriarty has hopped up in the building and joined us on the rules of Nerdquisition. Welcome, sir. We're finishing up talking about this horrendous Popeye movie, Shiver Me Timbers. This is a Popeye horror movie, which I just now realized that there is a sequel to it. This is quite frankly one of the funniest bad movies that I've seen. And I'm
Oh, thank you. E.
I'm fascinated with how bad some of these movies are. What's
have
even
to
more
watch
fascinating
Scalp,
is the
though.
people that greenlit them.
I think when I had talked to John McCallum about the movie Scalps, which is on Amazon Prime right now, I think he said he was paid like $500 for the movie, like for doing the special effects. But that was his first movie. His first movie he ever did.
Dude, that's
All
more
right.
than I've ever gotten.
It's more than what I've gotten. That is true.
I forget what Steve Neal got for. Steve Neal did the Crater Lake Monster, and I remember he did the head of the Crater Lake Monster because there's a picture of it in his studio, in his kitchen in Van Nuys, California. So he actually did the head, and the head floated, and he was actually inside the head, and he was kicking his feet to make the, to make the head move. The Crater Lake Monster. It was supposed to be kind of like the Loch Ness Monster or something like that, but it arrived in a lake, in a meteorite. But Dave Allen did the the stop motion animation of the monster on land, which I thought was really cool. So
okay, that's cool.
Dave Allen did a lot of stop motion stuff back in the day. He did I think he did the dinosaurs for Land of the Lost, the TV series back in the 70s. So, but
yeah, John, I used to love that show.
What? What? Land of the Lost?
Land of the Lost.
Oh yeah, Land of the Lost is awesome.
And the
Sleestack,
the remake in
the remake with
the remake in the
Will
90s.
Yeah, with Will Ferrell.
No, not the movie. The remake of the series.
Yeah, the remake of the series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. They did do the remake of the series.
That was like
I remember the remake, but I remember knowing that it was a remake.
Yeah, because it's like in the 90s.
I just never went
back.
Yeah,
the 90s, the 94, 95, I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sleestack and
Sid and Marty Krofft. Yeah, I remember Sid and Marty Krofft.
Those pylons and
no idea.
what the pylons did or what they were just there.
The time pylons, they used to come into the dimension. They were like dimensional pylons.
Yeah, like
there's
the
an
pylons,
old
that was their oh, what do you call it? The MacGuffin story, plot device.
Oh yeah, a plot device.
Whatever, whatever you need it to be for that episode to work.
Did you ever see the table that had the crystals on it? The table used to use, like the control panel.
Yeah,
that column is a concrete tube. It just had foam. It had foam on it to make it look like rock. I was like, that's a concrete tube. I was talking to one of the guys.
Oh man,
did the thing. Yeah, the crystals were pretty cool. The Slee Stack City was cool too. I used to like that. I never understood the little crossbows that they had. They look like slingshots, basically. They had these little slingshots. And they used to.
That's kind of how they were.
They're the slingshots.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
I love that show.
It was a good show.
Every Saturday morning, man. Saturday mornings.
I still remember the song. Yeah. Can't get that song out of your head.
Well, not the whole song. It's just a hook.
Yeah.
And then, and I one of the things I remember, and I remember that as a kid, even growing up and rewatching the original series as an adult, is near the end of the intro when they're going over the waterfall, or
yeah,
during the intro song when they're going over the waterfall. That's the special effects when they go to the waterfall.
The little raft with the line,
the little raft,
and you saw the line going.
And you see, and it's clearly, it's like, like I know, they for safety reasons and whatnot, you can't actually be in there on the water. Cool, I understand that. The actual person can't, but you can't tell me that you can't put a couple mannequins in there with how they're dressed.
If you go to YouTube and watch, there is a series for Pierce Films, Sense of Scale. They actually show you all the behind the scenes of all the old movies and all the old series, and they have one like for Land of the Lost, which is actually very cool.
Okay, all right.
Dave Allen, who was an animator back in the day, he did a lot of stop motion, like creatures and stuff. He actually did the stop motion aliens for Laser Blast, if you remember Laser Blast back in the 70s. And the actor Kim Milford, who was the lead, I guess he was like the lead in that movie. Kim Milford was with I forget. He he was there. I was talking to Steve Neal, and he goes, "Oh, I got to meet Mark Hamill," and I was like, "What the hell was Mark Hamill doing on Laser Blast?" Because Mark Hamill wanted to be in Laser Blast. It was 1977. I said, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, I remember." Kim Milford and Mark Hamill starred in Corvette Summer, where he made the Corvette, and then it got stolen, and then Kim Milford was part of the the hijackers. They hijacked the car and they stole the car. So Kim Milford was in Laser Blast, and Mark Hamill was hanging around the set of Laser Blast, like when Steve Neal was there, and that's how he met Steve Neal. And I was like, oh, okay. I was
okay.
Like, cool. What the hell was he doing there? The first place I was like, oh yeah, they both they were both in Corvette Summer, together.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, Dave Allen was a very he was like he had a lot of different jobs. He did a lot of commercials, like stop motion stuff. He did I think he did Dopey for Land of the Lost, the little dinosaur, little Brontosaurus. He did some of the other, creatures, and then, he did a movie called The Primevals, which was supposed to be his project, and he never finished it because I think he was diagnosed with cancer. He died during the filming, I guess, during like the creation of the movie, but they finally released it on video. So it's on video. It's actually on Blu-ray. It's called The Primevals.
Oh, so okay.
There
was a show on BBC.
Yes, Primeval.
Years ago, that was called Primevals.
Yeah.
And
I love that show. I love that show. Yeah.
I watched that. Man. I love that show.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love that show.
Yeah. The first season was I was like, what the hell is this thing? And all of a sudden these dimensional portals would just open, and these creatures would come out, and I was like, what the hell's going on here?
That's I'm same thing. I'm wondering, I was like, okay.
It came out it came out the same time as like the new Doctor Who series came out. So
yeah, that was like 2005. Yeah, 2005.
2005, yeah. And then
and it was now Doctor Who. It's it's going through another change now. Not sure where it's going to be airing at.
They're getting away from Disney Plus,
because they're leaving Disney Plus.
For me, it's gonna suck because I think it's still on BBC Two. My friend Matt, who lives in England, he watches them. He watches BBC Two.
Because here's the thing, man. I can definitely tell with the when it was on Disney Plus, they had a larger budget to work with, and the special effects were just on point, and I'm not sure if that's what they're kind of more relying on, or was more the visual aspects of everything. And
the showrunner for the series,
Russell T Davies,
well,
which his storytelling
leaves a lot to be desired. I think they relied more on the visuals than anything else.
Yeah, it relied more on the visuals than actual storytelling of everything. I mean, my only gripe, I guess, about Russell T Davies is it's less about the actual aspect of time travel, the actual new civilization, stuff like that, and it's more focused on the relationships,
right?
Like the relationship of the Doctor and whatever companion, the relationship of whatever planet he lands on, relationships between that. And okay, that's all fine and good for an episode here and there, because naturally as fans, there's some characters that just we like their chemistry on screen, and kind of want to see them together,
right?
That's just natural. And the problem is with me is that it focuses so much on the relationships and so much on almost seeming like Russell T Davies has a clear message of what he's wanting to say.
The Jodie Foster, sorry, Jodie, what was Jodie? Not Jodie Foster, Jodie.
Whittaker.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jodie Whittaker ones were pure crap. She was just
Yeah.
put into a bad situation. I did like her as the Doctor, but
Like,
the situations they put her in, or the stories that I guess the
yeah, she was a good
stories that they
doctor,
put her
and
in,
she was a good doctor in bad stories.
yeah, bad story. And I was like, and she was just wasted.
Yeah.
And
And
my
and
friend Matt said, "Well, you could just not watch the entire Jodie Whittaker seasons and still get the gist of what happened." I was
yeah,
like,
and each one of the showrunners has each one of their flaws. Well,
yeah.
Chris Chibnall, of course,
Oh,
we see with
that's it,
him,
Chris Chibnall.
with Chris
Russell T.
Chibnall,
Davies is
and
okay. Chris Chibnall was just
his. Let me see how Chris Chibnall's storytelling is with Jodie Whittaker.
yeah.
The entirety of that. Problem I had with his was the stories that didn't hit quite resonate with me. Didn't hit quite right. It wasn't really like it there wasn't a whole lot of, Daleks, Cybermen,
Yeah, it wasn't like, the
like the
enemies, because
classic.
you want,
Yeah,
because you want to put that
you want to associate
generation,
this
a
particular
regeneration
doctor
of the
with,
Doctor with
yeah,
the
with this
Daleks,
this
with the
particular doctor,
Cybermen,
with this particular enemy.
yeah.
Not even like, Silurians, or any kind of enemy. It was just
Right.
random bad guy here, random person here, random thing there. And with Russell T Davies, it was more focused on the emotions of the feelings and everything like that, and less about the science and storytelling.
Right, the Doctor
Problem
was
is
gay.
with
I mean, I
problem
don't
is
have a problem with,
I don't have a problem with it
the
being gay or anything like that,
character, but
but
I'm like, that's not Doctor Who.
yeah, it's not Doctor Who, and I understand you're gay, and I understand you want to put out a pro gay message, and that's great. That's not the platform we're doing on, though.
You could do that with a companion, and you didn't have to really do it with the
Yeah,
Doctor. You could have just
right.
done it with a companion.
Yeah, and that would have been perfectly cool, no problem. And the only issue I have with Stephen Moffat is there's no consistency with his storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if say for instance, like the Weeping Angels.
Okay.
Okay, first time we see them, he's established that because they're quantum locked, that if any that they can only move when they're not being seen.
Right.
Problem with that is a lot of times that somebody could see them and they not be aware that they're being seen, so that kind of opens up a plot hole.
Kind of like a herky-jerky type movement. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like you watch them and they're just like this, and then like the darkness like the darkness comes in, the light comes out again, and they're like this. So
right.
it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. And then, which is fine. If they can only move, you can't see him, and if you blink, then right.
Yeah, because
And I
there was
get
the
that.
episode "Don't Blink" with David Tennant as the
Yeah,
doctor,
and he
and
tells
and he's doing the
don't
video
blink,
like
and
"Don't blink."
that's the first time we see the Weeping Angels, and
Right.
it's like, okay, he's established that if you blink, that's the only way that they can move. They can only move if they can't be seen. All right, cool, not a problem. Now, later on, when he is kind of diving more into the Weeping Angels, then all of a sudden now they can move, but they're aware, or they can do this, but they could do this, but.
Oh,
And it's like, now you establish that they can only move when they're not being seen. Now you're saying that they can move. They can move, but
so you
they
you
just
changed the whole dynamic
Yeah, and
of
now
what they are.
you changed everything around
Yeah,
just so it could fit this one story.
yeah, yeah, which is stupid.
But you've already established that when we first see them that they can't move, they can't do anything, and they cannot harm you until you blink.
Right.
But now you're saying is that if you're blind but your eyes are open, they think that you can see them,
Right.
and they don't move because they think that you can see them.
Is that the episode where they were trying to attack the TARDIS and the TARDIS dematerialize and they start like if they looked at each other, they
That
just
was
basically
Blink.
froze in place.
Yeah, that was Blink. That was yeah,
That
don't
was
blink.
Blink.
Blink
All
or
right.
yeah, that's the episode Blink.
Yeah, that was Don't Blink. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And again with that, if with them being trapped like that, okay, that makes sense
Mhm.
because the only ones they could, their eyes are always open, so they always are looking at each other.
Yeah.
So unless something happened and the lights went completely dark and they were able to move again, but the way that the episode ended is that there's always going to be light, some kind of light that's in there, and they're always going to be able to see each other. But now
Yeah.
you're saying in this episode that whole thing is complete BS. Because if they really want to move, they can move.
Yeah.
And now seeing is that the only ones that are there is just them. They can move all day and they can move anywhere they want.
Yeah. The Peter Capaldi episodes I really liked. I liked Peter Capaldi as a doctor. I thought those were good. The one like with Clara.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
but we had you twice. Look at that. Speaking of Doctor Who,
we got Gambit and Gambit and his twin.
Gambit and his twin.
I don't know what is up with that.
Can you do that again? That was awesome, man. That's like persistent vision. That's
do
great.
it again.
Do it
That's
again.
A great trick. That's a great trick, man. How you do that?
Slit scan. There you go. So no.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, and Peter Capaldi. I like Peter Capaldi. And again, with me, it's the Peter Capaldi ones. It's a little bit better stories, way better than Jodie Whittaker.
The Roblox Blitzer. I love that story. The one with it's an automated. It looks like some sort of a robot with spider legs, but it was. The doctor is he's like a custodian of a school, and Clara is a teacher, and then her boyfriend is like the math teacher or something like that.
Danny
and
Pink.
he's the caretaker of the school, but he knows that across the street in this like this abandoned building is the Roblox Blitzer, which is this. It's like this. It's this automated sentry system. It's got legs and arms, and it can destroy, like it can fire like these lasers and stuff, out of its eyes. It's really cool. That's the one I remember.
So I would say, man, a Doctor Who, those seasons of it, the CGI was good, but you could definitely tell with the Disney Plus, that budget, like they definitely were mostly relying on visual aspect,
right?
Because that's how they made their money with Marvel. That's how they made the money with Star Wars. It's how they made the money with all of it. Is the visual aspect now, in which Doctor Who has always been more about storytelling,
right?
So when it first announced that it was going to Disney Plus, I was, in the sense, I knew visually it was going to be impressive, I was worried about the story because I know how Disney is when it comes to certain properties. And I hate to be proven that I was right on that one, but it is, and it happened, and so now we're here, and
now we're here, and we have to
and
get a
now we're
mind
here.
wipe.
And we had, and the whole concepts now of Doctor Who has kind of flew off the rails for me. Okay,
So who was your first Doctor? That you ever
Tom
watched?
Baker.
Oh,
Tom
mine too.
Baker.
1975, 1975 and 1979. Was
Yep.
it 79? No, it was 75
70,
to
75
80
to 77. No, 81.
to 81.
81?
Yeah. 81.
Yeah, 81. Yeah. And that was first off.
Yeah.
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
Because I mean, by the time they would air here, it was like weeks, months later, right? When they would originally air.
Yeah.
Or at least it would be like, replays and whatnot. And so by the time that I was watching Doctor Who, it was, I think at the time,
WOR was the for us was Channel 9 in New Jersey.
Okay, here it was a PBS.
And also PBS,
Yeah. Because I could only
Channel
watch it on
13.
PBS.
Channel 13 on Sunday night. I remember that.
Oh my god!
Because they used to have like the begathons. They they had the people begging for money and and if you want to keep Doctor Who going and all this other stuff,
donate
donate
and whatnot, and so and that was my Saturday night.
Doctor,
Saturday nights at 10. Saturday night at 10, watching Doctor Who, doing like this every time while I'm watching.
I used to watch it on it was on a Saturday morning, and they never really had a way to just go from the thing to commercial. They never faded out. It was just one scene, and it was a commercial.
The scene and then commercial.
Yeah, so it was like, Seta, this creature has the ability to destroy the world. And the next scene was, don't touch that thermostat. I was like, well, what the hell?
What happened? Hold up.
Honey, it's cold in here. I'm like, okay, I guess they must have went to commercial.
I guess so. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But, yeah, man. And so I loved it. First time I ever saw it, loved it. All right. Tom Baker. And I think at the time when I started watching it, it was actually at Peter Davidson was the doctor at the time.
Oh yeah, Peter Davidson.
And then, but when I was watching it, when it aired here, it was Tom Baker. And then
Tom Baker he came in 70. I'm gonna say 77 to America. I know the series started in 75, but by the time
I think 77.
By the time Star Wars was here in 77, he was like those episodes started airing here, and I never knew that it was like that there were other iterations of the Doctor until I started reading about it, and then I was like, oh, so there are other Doctors. There was there was John Pertwee, there was Patrick Troughton, there was William Hartnell, who was the first Doctor, and those series were in black and white,
So, and except like part of John Pertwee's, his was in color.
Yes, John Pertwee. That Doctor was my friend Matt's Doctor. I said, so what was your first Doctor? He goes, oh, well, that was John Pertwee. I said, oh, with like the cravat, and he said, with the frills,
with the cravat and the frills and Bessie.
And Bessie.
And Bessie.
That and the and like the Who-mobile, the the hovercraft that could fly and
Oh my God. Yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
So
But everybody that has watched 2 and the John Pertwee one season, we all know Bessie. Everybody knows Bessie.
yeah,
We all love Bessie.
yeah, the yellow the
yellow car,
the car.
buggy, whatever it was. I don't know.
That car is actually featured in UFO.
Oh, okay.
It's
cool.
one of the set pieces from UFO because I think it's Straker Studios, which Commander Straker shadow is actually underneath the studio, but there's a whole film set. So that is, I believe, Shepperton Studios where they did film, Doctor Who and all those other things.
Oh, okay.
So
And
that's where Bessie comes in.
yeah. I love those old classic ones. And then with the TV movie with
Paul McGann.
Paul McGann. And this is the one the issue I have with that.
It was a hard sell for me. I like Paul McGann as the Doctor.
Yeah.
I did not like the Master. The Master was played by
Eric Roberts.
Yeah, Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts.
Couldn't.
I think the problem with that is it was in America.
Yeah,
that's the problem with it. It was in America.
They tried to
Americanize they tried to sell it to American audiences, but the whole premise of and everything takes place of it in England or somewhere in the UK, but mostly in England, mostly in London. And that's what we as the audience are used to. We're not used to the Doctor popping out of the TARDIS and then and hearing somebody go, "Hey, who's that fellow that just hopped out of that dang darn booth right there?" That's not what we signed up for. That's not what we signed up for, right? No. Because that whole season of Doctor Who would have been just that. Pops up in over a cornfield, and all of a sudden he walks out. Hey, who's that dang darn fella right there that just hopped out of that blue box? What's he doing here? Well, I don't know. Who's that hopped out there with him? Who's that girl with him? Nah, man, that would not have been right. Never would have been right. Never would have sounded right. Would not have looked right. Nothing. Okay.
Right. Yeah. It was just I
understand wanting to.
It was the Doctor. I'm like, okay, so that was the iteration of the Doctor, but
the problem is where it took place.
Yeah.
That's always where it's going to be. Is where it took place. And again, that was one good Doctor. Bad story.
And then we had to wait. We waited how many years until the new Doctor Who series got on?
After that, it's a 2005, and that the movie was in 1994.
I think so.
94.
Yeah,
94.
Yeah, we waited like 6 years or 7. I forget what it was. 6 or 7 years for like the new Doctor Who series.
Yeah, that came out in 2005.
That was with Billy Piper.
Billy Piper and Chris Eccleston.
Yeah, Chris Eccleston.
And
the episode I really liked was Dalek, the one.
Where you first get
where the TARDIS materialized in this
the
underground bunker.
So the Dalek was all chained up.
Yeah,
and then Rose touched it and it came back to life.
Yeah, I call it the Metaltron. That's a good name, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I know your name.
Good name. But I'll say I like that the reboot of the series, but I especially like that it didn't try to start, at at the beginning of it, at the beginning of
Right.
saying that Christopher Eccleston was the first Doctor. So no, just kind of continuing on.
Yeah, just a continuation of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll say I appreciate it, loved it, and it's a shame that we only got one season of him as the Doctor.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't like
but
the leather jacket. Everybody likes the long coat, but then when they went like to David Tennant, he had the long coat.
he had the
Everybody,
long coat, and then we'll switch it up and say, I liked either one. And it seems like the Christopher Eccleston, that is what fit him perfectly.
Oh,
Same thing as with Tom Baker and the scarf, with
Peter
with,
Davidson and the
Peter Davidson and the little celery thing
oh
on his
yeah,
jacket.
yeah, the celery
and,
stalk with the long thing.
Yeah, same thing with
Colin Baker.
best
Colin
word.
Baker had that really weird coat.
Yeah,
It was like all different patterns in the
like
coat.
different patterns, colors, and
But he had he didn't have the sonic screwdriver, he had the sonic lance. He had that purple
and
that
he was one that a friend of mine kind of said it best, and I'm trying to remember the way that she phrased it, was that Colin Baker was the Doctor that kind of the fans needed in order for us to accept that that the Doctor could be, be in darker stories.
Oh,
because with Peter Davison, it's always been, kind of hopeful stories, kind of foul, aside from, Adric. But other than that, he was all
Earth
just
Shock.
kind of,
Yeah, Earth Shock was a good
but
episode.
other than that, I mean, it's like, hopeful, cheery, hopeful, but this is a Doctor that, that he needed to be the asshole. He needed to be that. And
and
the kind of reason being is because of the Fifth Doctor is the reason why he had to be that way.
In Trial of a Time Lord basically showed like the Valyard. We found out that the Valyard was the Doctor in the future. I think it was.
Yeah,
the guy was putting him on trial, so he was putting himself on trial.
Speaking of time,
right.
Time Lords, we don't have anybody on after us, do we?
We have
next
at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Kennedy effect at 6.
Let's just making sure we're not holding anybody up because we're past 4 o'clock now.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, you're right.
5.
And we are getting ready. We got to wrap up the show soon, anyways. And so it's past time. And this has been Rules of Nerdquisition. I've been your host. We have talked bad movies. We talked Doctor Who. And coming up next week, we'll be talking Peacemaker Season 2.
Yes.
Peacemaker Season 2.
We'll finally be getting there.
Finally be talking about that. So tune in then. We talk about that next week. Coming up at 6. We've got Kennedy Effect after that. We got the Villain's View with myself, General Gambit, Thomas, and Taz J. And rounding out the end of the night, we will have conversations with T. Nathan on these GCPR airwaves. And on that, I've got to go. My dog has been... She's been up my ass. She's hungry. And so I got to go feed her. And I know she wants to go out too. So
you smoking a meteorite, and through your femur if she rips it off. Okay. There you
go. And everybody that's out there, don't smoke rock. That's the moral of Popeye. Shiver me timbers. Don't smoke that rock. So there's that. And we'll see you all next week. Take care, y'all.